Cool. I think we're good to go now. Got that. We got everything coming over here. All right. Sorry, we got it all going now. So welcome everybody to this live stream. What we're going to be doing today, we go ahead. I kind of like put the cart before the horse here. Kind of just show you exactly what we got going on. So WhistlePig was awesome enough to actually send this huge blending kit. We'll kind of look and see what's inside here just in a second. So let me go ahead and pop it open, see what we got going on. Actually, before we do that, we can read the directions, or kind of like the instructions that came with it. We'll have a better idea of what we have. So it says your blending instructions. I'll just put it here on the screen on the other stream so anybody that can see, and we'll put it up here. So really what it is just a bunch of blending instructions about what we're going to be doing. So if you're reading this, the chances are high that you'll go down in history as one of the co-creators of a very special, unprecedented whiskey, WhistlePig and Flaviar Homestock. So we got a different blend that's going to be happening here with a part of, I guess, in connection with Flaviar. So, all right. So what's inside? Inside of this, you have 250 mLs of a wheat whiskey. So we'll get these out here real quick so that maybe you can see. So we got wheat, we got rye, and we've got barley. So here we go. So there's your barley. There's that. Whoop, going everywhere. Rye. And there's the wheat for you. All right. So now we have this. We've also got a graduated cylinder. All right. Guess we're starting to look a little bit legit here. And a pipette. And of course, a nice fancy WhistlePig Glencairn. So I actually like that. It's pretty nice. All right. Please put 150 ml sample of bottle of each whiskey immediately aside for later use. So with inside the box here, there's actually another set of these samples. So it says to not use these. These will be used for the live blending session, not this live blending session, but I guess another one. And it was going to be, it's going to determine the final blend, because this is going to like a crowdsourced blend is really what it is. So the crowdsourced blend will figure out exactly what's it going to come down to. All right. So how to blend at home. Read through the following instructions, which we're doing right now. I think we've got that figured out. Or actually, let me tell you a little bit about the whiskeys. So we'll show you first the barley. So the barley is 5 years old, American oak, a bunch of tasting notes. I'm not even going to get into it. And then we've got the rye. The rye here is 4 years old, and it says Vermont Oak Char number 3. And then the wheat. So there's your wheat for you. 5 years old, American oak, D-Char, Rechar. I don't know. Figure out what that is. So, all right. How to blend at home. All right. So read through the following instructions to start blending. Try to follow the instructions, but most importantly, have fun and immerse yourself in the experience. That's the easy part. Put some nice music on. Don't want to do that. We'll make sure that everybody here can actually hear. And then let's do this. So grab a glass of water. I've got my Costco Kirkland signature water here that's going to get me through this. Grab a glass of water, some light fare for a palate cleanser. Don't have that. Don't have that. However, I do have something fun down here I can show. This was something old Fred Minnick on the chat actually gave me when we first he came as part of Bourbon Pursuit here. He actually gave me this little baby of amaretto, Dusty. Maybe we'll try that at the end. I haven't actually opened it. It's been sitting here. A pad of paper and a pen. That's probably a good thing to have. Let me grab that real quick. And thankfully, we go on so many barrel picks that we're just stocked up with these books. So I'll just use my 1792 book today to kind of go over that. So we got that pad of paper and the pen. Figured that part out. And get your blending on and let that light of creativity into your quarantine. So this was actually sent during the quarantine period. Pretty cool. So cheers to Flaviar and WhistlePig for doing that. All right, meet the main characters. The first and most important step to making a stellar blend is getting to know your whiskey. Given our small volume sample bottles, which they are pretty small here. They're what are these? 50 mLs. So they call me Kenny Big Gulp Coleman. So They might go pretty quick here. They don't actually call me that. I'm just making it up. And we need to conserve the whiskey available as best we can. Use it sparingly. We recommend pouring out 10 milliliters of each whiskey to nose and taste and record your tasting notes as you go. And as you taste each whiskey, think about how they'll mesh together in the flavor spectrum. And blah, 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 blah. If the finish on the wheat is your cup of tea, that might be your jumping off point for flavor focus. The next step is where things get interesting, where we can start blending away. Using the graduated cylinder and pipette, measure out your whiskey carefully to create small 10 milliliter test blends. Think of 10 milliliters as 100%. So 1 milliliter, you simply add the amounts to a nice, easy 10% of the blend. Stick to round numbers such as 10 and 15 and not 12 and a half. And you'll be able to do this without much difficulty. I'm not good at math, so that's probably the best thing we could possibly do today. And then save some of each blend to test your blend. Every individual palette is going to be different, so don't expect your blends to match other blenders. Blah, 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 blah. Now that you have this, and we'll submit it online. So we just went through it, read it all. I guess the next thing we have to do is start actually tasting these. So let's go ahead and crack it open. So I'll just do this one at a time here. So open the wheat, open the barley. But he has anything cool to put in the chat, just go ahead and say it. We'll answer questions as we go through here as well. All right. Get those pieces out of the way. Get my palate cleanser, my water going. All right. All right, so now it just says to go through and taste. Let me go ahead and get 3 glasses up here. Get my other BP Glencairns, and I'll taste them all side by side. Oh, look at this. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Oh, look at that. It's a little baby cork. There's a little baby cork that goes in here. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And these little WhistlePig little minis, man. It's a lot going on. Okay, it says 10 milliliters. I'm really not going to sit there and pour out 10, but I'll do just a little bit, just enough to get a taste out of it. So that was I should probably put them next to each other. That was the rye. I'm going to put them next to this cam so we can keep them straight here. That was the rye. Hear the little like baby squeaks out of it? It's like a little baby bird. All right, this was the barley. Here, I'll see if I can get next to the microphone for it. Actually, that one sounded like a wet fart. That one wasn't very good. All right. So, and that's the wheat. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll start trying this. When is a Bourbon Pursuit Hydro Flask going to become available? As in like what you would sneak into like stadiums and stuff like that? Is that what you're asking for? We can make them. I've never really thought about it. If that sounds like something that you all would have fun with, we could do it. We've done other flasks before. So here's an example of like the leather flask we had done in the past and stuff like that. So we can always give those away as little fun things. All right. So first I'm going to go with, what do you think? We'll go with wheat. We'll go with the wheat. The reusable water. Oh, okay. How much wheat? What percentage? I have no freaking clue. Let's see. On the wheat, it just says D-char, rechar, American oak, and then it has just a shockingly amount of tasting notes. Are you ready for this? I'll just kind of go over this because this is what it says. Wildly aromatic with toasted oak, ripe berries, butterscotch, nutmeg, sweet with yet light spicy mouthfeel, developing in a complexity towards the finish. Shockingly long, which this is a shockingly long description, with spicy oak tannins and oak. I like oak, and a hint of pipe tobacco. Play off the aromatics with a spicy mouthfeel finish and flavoring component. That's all we know about it. What's going on, Taylor and everybody else that's watching us on Facebook and YouTube land? Cheers to you all as well. All right, so I'll kind of get a little bit of my tasting notes on these and kind of what we think. The nose on this is it's like a green apple. Yeah, something like that. Like those caramel suckers maybe you used to have during like Halloween and stuff like that. A little bit of that going on with it. All right. Flavors, This is why Ryan's so much better at tasting notes. But it's a little like little grape Kool-Aid or something like that. It falls off pretty quick. I don't get the amount of oak tannins or pipe tobacco or anything like that out of it. It was okay. It was okay. It's nothing that I'd want to whole barrel that for myself by any means. 5 years old, but it's pretty good. I'm just trying to be very conservative with my samples here because I don't want to go crazy if we've got to start blending and find something. And then I'm going to run out of bourbon. So we don't want that to happen. Okay. That's all right. I would say, like, if I'm going to make for something like for myself, I'm not the biggest fan of doing a wheat as a large portion of it. Usually wheaters alone in themselves tend to be more sweet in nature. They also tend to kind of have a little bit of a not like a hay or grassy kind of palate, but it definitely has a sweeter component to it. And that's what you get a lot of wheated whiskeys that are out there. All right, moving on to the barley. So barley, 5 years old. I'll just go ahead and tell you what they said here. Fruity with roasted nuts, toffee, anise, and an orange peel. Sweet with tropical fruits, a great spice and mid-palate. Almond and, oh gosh, it's the trigger word for Mr. Fred Minnick here. Marzipan. Long yet gentle, leaving just a kiss of oak and a slight spice. Sweeter, rounded flavors make for a great flavoring component. All right. Let's see what we got here for the barley side. Oh, let me see if I can nose it. I was just going to go in. Gosh, it's really hard to pull anything out of this. Maybe a little bit of orange peel, but it's really hard to pull anything out. I mean, it just might be because it's a little baby pour from little baby cork. So. Okay. A little bit of spice on the mid palate. I get that. Almond, I get that too. I'm not gonna go the Fred Minnick route and say this was full blown marzipan. I'm just not gonna go there, but it's still good nonetheless. All right, so the next one is the rye. Let's go ahead. I can't pull much out of this. I've got to just pour a little bit more out of this to see if I can get some notes out of here. So on the rye, it says that cinnamon sugar, rye spice, sweet cream with a touch of apple, baking spices galore, silky soft mouthfeel, touch of fruits and vanilla, mild, warming, clean, and the finish is soft yet lasting. Great base components make the base of the blend. It accepts the flavors overall. So let's go ahead and keep going here. Okay, rye I can finally smell. You've got some of the rye components, some of that dill, a little bit of spearmint, stuff like that. None of these, by the way. Oh, I probably should say what the ABV is on them. We're looking at the rye here is 43%. The barley is 43%. Let me guess the wheat, probably 43%. 43%. So we're dealing with 86 proof samples here. So blending with 86 proof. I'm assuming that the end product is 86 proof, but we'll find out. All right. Yep, that's a home run. That's good stuff right there. There's a lot of spice. It covers the mouth. You feel it through the mid and the front of the palate as well. Just coats it really, really well. Honestly, I think that's probably my favorite of the three. So if I've got to start blending, let's do this. So 10 milliliter test blends. And we know that right here, there's 10 milliliters. I don't know, it's probably really hard to see on the cams here, but there is it's a graduated cylinder, got 10 milliliters down at the bottom. So let's start blending. If I had to figure out the way that I would want to do this best, I'm going to start off with going heavy rye. And so I'm probably going to do at least 40%, if not more than that, of the rye. So I'm going to try off and just do a 30% rye. So I know it's hard for everybody to see here. I'm going to go ahead and try to get all of it in one. Let me get down to 2 here. All right, so see, there's 2 milliliters right there. I need one more. It's a little too much in there. I know this has got to be riveting. You all probably like this is so much fun to watch. So there's the next. So there's 30% of the rye. I'm a big fan of the barley too. So you know what? I'm gonna do another rye. I'm gonna go 40. In fact, you know what? Since I like it so much, I'm just gonna go 50. So there's another 2 milliliters. Okay, that's 50. And then I'm going to go 80, or sorry, another 20 on the barley. And that should get us, we're going to be at, what did I say? 50, 60, 70, right? Wait, yeah. I said 50. And then so there we go, 60, 70. And then I'm going to do one more of the barley here. 80. So basically we went 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10 on the wheat here. So we're going to do 2 milliliters over there. Close enough. All right. So let's go ahead. We will, it's about 10 milliliters, a little bit underneath. We're getting close. So we'll just kind of swish it around a little bit. Get another Glencairn out. Let's see. We'll grab OG logo. Everybody was listening to the podcast way back in the day, our original logo. Ryan always said, he was like, it looks like you took a microphone and put it in jail. Let's see. So Brian Johnson said, try to get one of these kits, but they sold out so fast. Yeah, this is a pretty fun little experiment. So yeah, you are bad with math. I am bad with math. If 30 seconds is going to be the majority, yeah, it's not going to be the majority. That's why I bumped it up to 50. So that's what I'm going to go with here. All right, so kind of blend it around a little bit. We'll go ahead and see what we have here, and I'm going to go ahead and write this down. It's kind of like the first one. So we did rye at 50, and then we did barley at 30, and then we had the wheat at 20. So let's see what we got here. And finally, we got something that's, a decent size. We can get a taste off of it. The nose just, at least the rye showing through. Wouldn't it be easier to blend by weight? As in, like, wait, what? Like, you call me fat, or is it another question? No, so basically what it is you look at 100 mil or a 10 milliliters is representative of what could be 100 milliliter sample kit, and so you take and you blend the certain components until you basically hit 100%. So that's where it's coming from. They will not have the same density. Well, I can't answer what the density of whiskeys are, so I don't have that answer for you. All right. Nose is all right. Almost a little medicinal. Taste, not bad. Not bad. You get a little bit more, almost like a chocolate note out of it, with some spice. I think the wheat is, again, it's just a little bit, it's not a fan of the wheat. It just kind of like subdues it too much in this particular blend. I'm going to try to take that one down to probably 10% next time, but maybe, I don't know, I got enough here. Might as well just try a few different ones. So it's not bad. It's not my favorite part of the blend, but we'll try again. All right. So next one, feel free to throw some suggestions in the chat. I'll go ahead and I'll try some of those too. So let's go for the next one. Let's do rye at 60. We'll do barley at 40. Let's just completely cut the wheat out. I know if I do that, I know that people at WhistlePig and Flaviar would be like, no, you can't do that because we have this whole barrel that we need to do stuff with. But It's not what I want. So, all right. So there's 2. And then 4. And then 6. All right. So 6 of the rye. We'll go 4 barley. All right. There's 2 and 2. All right. Let's see what we got here on the old cam there. Where is it? There it is. Now this time we're above 10% or above 10. So, oh well, went a little bit over, but we're all right. So let's just kind of swirl this around a little bit. Taylor says, how much were these kits and how do you get them? I wish I could tell you. The people from Flaviar actually sent one to me. So this is just a media kit. So pretty cool opportunity, if I must say so myself. Keep tasting notes on your blends. Very true, brews and bourbon. I should probably do that. The thing is, I'm not good at tasting notes, and Ryan he's 10 times better than me. So I usually just do like a check system, like check minus, check plus. I'm going to go within the middle, probably check, and we'll kind of see what we want to do and come back to it. That's the weird thing is about doing this is that usually you might nail it on your first time, and you just got to come back to it and try it again. So let's see. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of text messages coming through, so we'll do those later. Try to set this up a little bit better for the second camera down here for people that are watching on YouTube and Facebook. All right. Ryan's asking how much were these kits and how many were distributed. I honestly don't know. I wish I knew exactly how many were distributed. Anybody that has a Flaviar subscription could probably give a little bit more information. I was sent this by WhistlePig and Flaviar to kind of be a part of this. So let's see other questions. Are you going to let any of the blends sit overnight or anything? Absolutely not. I don't have that kind of patience. So even though it's honestly, if we were smart, I would have came down here and got my my blender and done a Blake Riper special doing that. Yeah, I like this already. Cutting up that wheat. I might have to just try it again and just like take the wheat down to 1. Is this the WhistlePig stuff or is this sourced? Good question. So we're looking at everything here is 5 years old or the rye is 4 years old. Now, if I had to guess at that age that we are looking at the distillate that they have produced. So, all right. Fine bar I have. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, we good. It's a long time of collecting. Is this whistle? Okay, we already answered that. All right. The nose here is cinnamon. It's brown sugar. Big fan of this. Taste. Not bad. It's weird. I get this chocolate note out of it. I didn't really think I'd get the chocolate note out, but it's still pretty. It's still there. I like it. I know this has got to be riveting to watch me do this. I'm guessing everybody's kind of sitting at home right now trying to figure out what to do with their Saturday. You figured out what I'm doing my Saturday. My wife really wanted me to help clean, and I was like, "Oh, I've got to do a stream. Like I gotta do it." She wasn't too happy. So I guess after this, I'm actually gonna be dusting some baseboards. So that's gonna be my my next few hours. It doesn't take me a few hours to clean baseboards. I'm just saying, I'll be cleaning around the house. All right. I'll go ahead and just taste it one more time here. A little fruity, a little chocolate. It's good. I really like it. It sucks because I know that particular blend is probably not going to fly because they are going to want to use wheat somewhere. But I don't know. Maybe I will submit that one just to throw them off. All right. Let's try one that I know that I'm not going to like. So let's do rye. Let's just flip it around from the first one. So rye at 2. We'll do wheat at 5, and then we'll keep the barley at 3. Let's try that just to see if I'm crazy. So we'll do 5 of the, what did I say, 5 wheat. All right, so there's 2 and 2 and a 1/8, and we need 1 more. It's really hard to get 1 out of this thing, but there you go. There's a good attempt right at it. All right. Wait, did I say, yeah, I said 5 and I did. Okay, that was 5. All right. I'm not crazy. I'm trying to keep myself straight over here. All right, rye, we're going to go with 2. That's about 2 1/4 though. So we'll try not to put it all out there. All right, squeeze the rest back in there. All right, and then we had barley at 3 once again. All right, so there's 2, and then we need 1 more, just a little baby pipette version. Oh, there we go, 1 on the dot. Look at that, nailed it. I'm not really good at this, but getting better. All right, so there's another one. Kind of switched it up, going wheat heavy. Brews and Bourbon said, I think these kits were free to Flaviar members, but unsure how many were actually available. So there we go. Are these samples too small? Is that why you're not using Blake's Ninja? Yeah. So anybody that doesn't know is that Blake Reiber over at Bourbon, he's got this fun concept, and it works. And maybe it's just aeration, maybe it's something. But once you create a blend, and we did this as a blind sample, he created Poor Man's Pappy. So Old Weller Antique and Weller 12, put the ratios together. If you blend them like what we're doing, it tastes all right. But he actually threw them in a Ninja blender, and for some reason, man, they just started lighting on fire. They were really, really good. All right, I think I've swirled this enough. I hope it's not too boring to watch. All right, so here we go. Wheat heavy blend. Let's see what we got here. Oh, not a fan. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe the more I get into it. Let's see. Somebody said, what's your favorite go-to bourbon right now? Nobody said, are you in Louisville? Yes, am in Louisville. Favorite go-to bourbon right now? Man, that's hard to say. I come down here. I wish I could show the camera. I've got probably like 70 to 100 different, like just sample bottles of things that come in. There's like Kentucky Owl Rye Batch 3. And then you can see what's behind me. Usually I just hit a different thing every night. I don't really have something I go to. It kind of depends on my my mood and kind of what flavor I'm looking for. So if I just get done eating dinner and we just had like ice cream or something like that, I'll want to kind of like stay in that like fruity train. And I might get something that is, a recipe from Four Roses that fits that bill. Sometimes there's also times that like I just want like to really like pack a punch, and so I'll get some barrel proof whiskey, whatever it is that I'm looking for. And there's also some times that I'm feeling it, and I'll say it. I'll pump my own stuff here. Is that I'm a big fan of what we're doing in Pursuit series, and so I'll go ahead and grab some of that Tennessee bourbon and have some of that too. So, all right. So on the nose here, it's a little green. It feels like the thing is with wheat, I feel like wheat takes a longer time to actually mature in a barrel, way more than it does with rye, and I think we've seen that for quite some time with other distilleries that are coming out and everything like that. Even though it's a 5-year wheat, I kind of wanted, it doesn't really have, it's not like super youth, like don't get me wrong, but there's just a teensy amount of it that's there that kind of throws you off just a little bit. Somebody else said, foolproof. Weller, thoughts? Go check it out on our YouTube page. We have a whiskey quickie with our review of Weller Foolproof. So there you go. What's the next allocated bottle that I'm ready to crack open? So we did a Pursuit nightcap, 2 weeks ago. And so I finally cracked open, and you see it up there, the Old Fitzgerald 9-year decanter. I was really just waiting to crack that open. I remember liking it. I will say I do not like it near as much as the Old Fitzgerald 15-year that recently came out. Man, that is really, really good stuff. And then best bourbon bar in Louisville from Taco Eater 5000. Best bourbon bar in Louisville. I really want to go and check out Doc's, what they're doing with their new room. I haven't had a chance to do yet. I heard it's pretty amazing. There's a few different honey holes that are around here in Louisville. If you take your time to actually learn about them, I don't want to give them all away in here, but North End Cafe, go check them out. They have fantastic whiskey selection at a very, very good price. There's also a bar in the Highlands that is kind of the same exact thing. It's a divey kind of bar, but if you go there on the right night, you can just kind of hang out. And I remember I was there. I think like Michter's 10 was like $14, right? Like super, super cheap in relative terms. Now, if you're looking to like go off the wall and you want something that literally you can't get anywhere else, you've got Silver Dollar and you've got Haymarket downtown. Like they've got literally any whiskey that you could possibly ever imagine. Haymarket and Silver Dollar are big on dusty pours, as well as things that have been off the market for a long, long time. So get the opportunity to check that out. Richard Winter said, which cafe? It is North End Cafe that is off Frankfurt Avenue. You can check that out. Oh, and Richard, thank you so much for saying that. Justin's House of Bourbon. Man, they're awesome and good people. So make sure you go and check them out. Go on in there, check out the library, just the museum, if you will, of whiskey that most of us won't be able to afford, but it's cool to actually look at it and see that as well. All right. So I'm going to kind of nose into this. I've been talking too long. Yeah. Just not a fan of the nose. Yeah. Too much bite. Even at 86 proof, just not a fan. It doesn't have a lot of depth and character. It just fell hot and just fell flat. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and pour this in the dump cup. I'm not even going to drink the rest of it. So got my maker's dump cup here. All right. Moving on. Get that out of the way. A little splash of water as well. All right. What was the one in the Highlands you said? I have to figure out what that bar in the Highlands was. I have to figure it out. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's like across the street from Molly Malone's and all that right over there. I know that people that are living in the Louisville area might be able to have a better idea. All right, I'm putting an X next to that one. So no, thank you. Not going to do heavy on the wheat. It's just not there for me. So if I have to choose any wheat, like it has to be part of it, you get one. It's one. That's it. I'm only doing 1 milliliter in it. I just don't feel like the wheat has enough character in it or anything like that. I say that, and selfishly, I was like, we source for Pursuit Series from Mackenzie out of Finger Lakes Distilling, and some of their Mackenzie bourbon. And this 5-year wheat right here, this had some character. Like it had all kinds of flavors going on. This one, I'm not there with it. So that's why I'm just going to go ahead and say, like, if it has to be a part of it, it gets 1, it gets 10%. If I had a chance to choose less than that, I would go 5, maybe even 0, but that's what I'm doing. What whiskey was it again? So if you're just tuning in, right now what we're doing is we're doing a blend of WhistlePig. This was a kit that was sent to me in collaboration with WhistlePig and Flaviar. And so there you go. You get to kind of see what this looks like here. It's a nice box. Very well done. I wish I could figure out a chance or what I could use this for after this is over, but I honestly don't know what I could use it for. I can't really store stuff in it. Maybe I could put some knickknacks in it. Not really too sure. All right, let's go ahead and go to the next blend. If you've got some suggestions in there, throw them in the chat, and I'll try that blend out, and we'll kind of see what we do there. So right now we've done rye at 50 with barley at 30, wheat at 20. No, it's pretty good. Rye and barley at 60-40, which I thought was even better. And we just did a heavy wheat version, which was just no bueno. Not a fan of it whatsoever. So let's stay on the train with the first one, and let's go 60, 30, 10. Man, I'm going to run out of rye quick. Actually, let's try to do 50, 40, 10. Yeah? Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so 50 rye, 40 barley, 10 wheat. All right. Riveting stuff. Outlook in for the bar. Timothy, I believe that is correct. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I think it's Outlook that's over in the Highlands. So good looking out there, man. Appreciate it. They actually got a pretty good whiskey menu, and you go, like I said, it's a dive bar. So it's not really a dive bar. I shouldn't say a dive bar. It's a regular bar. I mean, it's just a bar that if you go there on a Monday or Tuesday, like you have the place to yourself. If you go there on like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're going to be with basically it's a ton of people there, probably just drinking like Bud Light and stuff like that. So you're not going to be too overly impressed with it, but it's got a good whiskey selection at a really good price. All right, so 50 on the rye. Let's do 40 on the barley here. I'm getting really good at this pipette thing now. So there's 2 and one more, another 2. Okay. I'm actually going to get these glasses out of the way out of the camera over here because I don't think you all really need to look at them anymore. All right. And we've got 10% of the wheat. So just one little baby milliliters worth. So you can see just one. I don't want to put any more than 10 in. That's my new rule on this Farmstock blend here. So let's go ahead and mix it up a little bit. Did Ryan not get his own blending package? No, Ryan did not get his blending package because it came to me. And I figured, I actually told Ryan, I asked him if he wanted to do this. He never responded back to me because he is without a doubt, he is better at tasting notes. He's better at blending. But I'm better at setting up the live stream for everything. So that's kind of why I went into it. Oh, Colin says, oh, I'm a chemist. Yeah, no, not really. Not even close. What's up, Colin? Good seeing you, buddy. When am I going to do an episode on bourbon and Coke? We had a pretty funny meme. I think it was on Facebook and Instagram a few weeks ago that said bourbon and Coke is blank, and we got all kinds of good responses out of that one. So, all right, for a brewery, Monarch. Yeah, Monarch is good. All right, I'm just trying to keep up with the chat and a few different windows here. All right, so here we go. I think we blended as much as we can here. As you can see, it's pretty close, almost a 10. Doing our best to try to do this. There we go. Have that one focus in. All right. Swirl for a little bit more. That's what we do here. All right, we're getting somewhere. That barley, I think, just brings a chocolate note to it. I think that's really what's pulling out. The rye is a good component in here as well. It's a good balance. The wheat is just subdued just enough that I don't want to notice it. So I think we're at a good happy medium there. All right. I'm actually a big fan of the nose here. So far, I'm a check plus on the nose. I like where this is at. All right. Yep. Yep. Just enough to like bring the flavor components, the rye spice, that chocolate note from the barley. We had to hit the requirement of having the wheat in there, so check box. But really good. Is it going to be like the longest lasting finish or flavor? No, it's not. It's 86 proof, so can't do much with that. But still, at this point, I'm gonna check plus on this guy. So I feel happy right there. 50 rye, 40 barley, 10 wheat. Good stuff. All right. I will take the next one in chat. If somebody gives me a ratio of what they want to see, I'm going to do it. So you've got 100% of rye, barley, and wheat. Let me know what you want to see. First person that says it, we're going to go ahead and do it. In the meantime, I'm going to get myself just a little bit of water. And, I'm also going to have something to kind of announce at the end of this too. So stick around. I've got a fun little surprise for a fun little event that we're going to be hosting virtually. And I'll give you a little hint, little teaser here in a little bit as well. All right. So 80% rye, 10% wheat. We're missing one in there, which would be 10% barley. And I think part of the rules state that. Oh, okay. Well, look at this. The blend parameters is that for the rye, we can actually use 0 to 80%, barley 0 to 60, and the wheat 0 to 60. So that just opened up a whole new ball game here. And since we had two people say the same exact thing, 80, 10, 10, we're going to go ahead and do that first. So cheers to Matthew Layton, and then cheers to Taco Eater 5000. You two on our YouTube are going to be the ones that are going to see what this is going to look like. So let's do 80, 10, 10. We might see the end of the rye here. So let's go ahead. So there's almost 2.5. Another 2.5. So we'll say that's 5. Then we need just a little bit less. 6, 7, and 1. We just need just a little bit more. There we go. So there's 8. Getting low on the rye sample there, but that's okay. That's what this is all about. It's for science. So there's 1 for barley and 1 for wheat. All right. Cool. Always like having participation. All right. Like I said, the rye is where it's at. That's got to be the base for this. Everything else just doesn't have the characteristics that really like make it stand out. So for this one, the rye just has to be a part of it. All right. Nose out of a graduated cylinder. All right, it's kind of weird. All right, let's go ahead. We'll see what we got here. I know I'm a big fan of the rye, and we just maxed out what we can do in the blend at 80%. It's rye heavy. It's good though. Matthew, Taco Eater, you might be onto something with this. It's heavy on rye, which is good. Almost everything. It's like let's make a rye whiskey and let's just add some things to it for just a little bit to give it part of the blend. Like that's what I feel like we're getting here. Like I said, most of those rye components are kind of sticking out. A little bit of dill, spice. It's good though. It's real good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's what I would expect. Heavy rye taste, but there's just a little bit of like subtleness of like what people might contrive as marzipan, maybe some almond, just a little bit. I think what we'll do this time, let's dial back the rye just a little bit, because we were a big fan of the 60. I was a big fan of the 60% on that one. So we had, or we did 50. We did 50, right? 50, 40, 10. This time we did 80. Let's dial that back down to 70. Let's do 20 barley and then 10 rye. I think, or sorry, 10 wheat. Let's see what we get there. I have a feeling that might be a winner. And then Married with Bourbon said 70 rye, 15 wheat. Still need a 5% there. Still getting close. 50, 40, 10. We did that, Brandon. We did that already. We didn't do 50, 40. Yeah, we did. We did 50, 40, 10. That was the one that had kind of check pluses all over. That was actually one of my favorites so far. But like I said, we're going to try this again. We're going to dial the rye back from 80 down to 70 and add a little bit more barley. I think that's like, and maybe even let's try that. You can dial it down again. Let's do 60 and then 30 and then 10. We'll try that. Because this one was pretty good. Oh, Joe Fritz actually just put it right there in the chat. It said 60, 30, 10. That's exactly what we're going to do. So let's give that a go. All right. Just because I felt like the barley, like it brings a pretty good character with it of just like that chocolate note that you get out of a malted barley. That's, it's right where it's at. I say 2.5. And we need 60, right? So 2.5 with another 2.5. We're there at 5. And we need just one more little baby amount. A little bit more than that. A little bit less. Okay. All right. So there is, what do we say, 60. And we're going to go 30. Oh, almost got the whole 30 in one pipette. Almost got it. We just need just like a little, like just a teensy, like here we go. There's a teensy bit more. All right. And then 10 of the wheat. There we go. Easy enough. Just have to hit a checkbox for that one. That's all I care about. All right. Let's see if this is it. So we're hitting almost an hour here. I don't want to spend much more time figuring this thing out. All right. Blend, blend, blend. This is part of the process that you don't get to see at the distilleries. That's all they do. They shake it around. I'm just kidding. They don't do that. They have massive tanks. They've got blending tanks, and those blending tanks, we actually got to go to Barrel Bourbons and see their blending tank. It was really cool. They've actually got like an aerator, not an aerator. Yeah, basically it's an aerator. They've got this thing that spins around and everything inside there. So Barrel's got a lot of cool stuff, cool equipment that they're using as well. Can you please post the recipes? Absolutely, Steven. And anybody that doesn't know what we're doing right now is that we are actually picking a WhistlePig Farmstock blend that is going to be a collaboration with WhistlePig and Flaviar. And so we're taking different wheat, barley, and rye whiskeys and blending them together to figure out what the next crowdsourced whiskey is going to be for this as well. Hey, Eric Carrico, how's it going, buddy? Good seeing more people in the chat. All right, so this one we're doing 60% rye, 30% barley, 10% wheat. We've done 50, 30, 20. We've done 60, 40, which we know really wouldn't fly. We did a wheat heavy one, which was no bueno. We had a 50, 40, 10, but now we're doing the 60, 30, 10. And we're really going to keep the 10 in there. It's because we have to hit that checkbox of like likely we have to keep a wheated whiskey in there as much as we don't want to. It's just because it's a part of it. Hello from Nova Scotia, Canada. Love WhistlePig. Hello. I actually enjoy a lot of WhistlePig. We've done a few picks, and I'll tell you the best one that we've ever done was this WhistlePig right here. And this one we dubbed smooth curveball. So get one camera to kind of look at it. So smooth curveball, this thing is awesome. So this was actually an Alberta rye. I know that people are all like, oh, we only used to like MGP when we got stuff from WhistlePig. Man, I tell you, there's a lot of good stuff that's coming from Canada. And this Alberta rye is definitely where it's at. And this one, I mean, it tastes like a bourbon. And that's why I kind of called it a curveball, because it tasted so much like a bourbon. So I was a big fan of it. All right. So this one, nose is good. That rye spice is still coming through. It's really good. It's really good. Do I like it as much as the 5040? I don't know. I guess we'll find out on the taste. I mean, there's definitely some dried fruits in there. I think the rye and the barley mixture on this one's really good. It's right where it needs to be. Not bad. Not bad. I think coming from we were at 80%, I believe. We did like 80-10-10. The finish doesn't last near as long because that barley component kind of takes away that rye spice. And so we don't get the rye spice that kind of has that long flavor finish. So maybe we need to up the rye a little bit, because I was really a big fan of the last one that people suggested. So yeah. All right. We'll say it's a check plus on the nose, but check on the taste. That makes me want to go back to that 50-40-10 where I was like, oh yeah, like this is it. Like we have it dialed in. And now I'm noticing that like, maybe we didn't have that right the first time. So let's go ahead. We'll up it. We'll do 70-20-10. And then hopefully we got something here. So let's do 70. So there's 2.5. Whoop, right here. 2.5. And another 2.5. And then we just need 2 more. Oh, buddy, we are coming down to the end of the rye sample here. They should have sent 100 mLs of that, and then like just a little bit of these things. All right, so 70, 20, and then 10. So take it down just a little bit. There's 20 and 10 of this guy. And there we go. Just enough wheat to say we included it. All right. Another little swirl here. All right. So is that curveball the one that you sent to the group blind tasting the other night? Sounded familiar. Well, Simon, thanks for saying that. Actually, Ryan sent that to everybody. Ryan sent that to everybody as part of the blind sampling. And I knew, like, as soon as it was there, I was like, I knew exactly what it was, because it was like one of my favorite selections that we had ever done. And so he sent it, and I was just like, I could pull this out from a mile away. And I don't usually have the ability to figure that stuff out. Hard to get WhistlePig in Canada. Great rye in Canada. Look at that Ken Riffy up there. Yes, I do have a Ken Riffy bottle up there. All right, let's go ahead and try this blend real quick, because we are hitting almost 1 hour in the stream, and I kind of want to come to a conclusion here. Mainly because we're running out of rye. We don't really have another chance. So need some of that equipment for filling sample swap bottles. That is true. Anybody that's actually gone and tried to buy like basically samples that are out there, like little Boston rounds, like they're sold out everywhere. They're sold out everywhere online. So trying to get your hands on anything is very tough right now. All right. Big fan of this already. I think we might have dialed it in, folks. I mean, I think we got it here. I mean, this has got the rye spices coming through. You've got the barley. Just the little chocolate notes. A little dried fruit. I mean, I guess there's a little bit almond in there. I could see it, but let's go ahead for the taste. Yep. This is it. Not even a question. This has got, it brings the level of depth of spice. It brings the flavor that, I mean, it hits every part of the palate there. So you've got the flavor component of the rye spice that just hits like the tip and the mid palate. You got a little bit of the chocolate that comes over the sides. It's really, really, I think we dialed it in. I think after hitting a few of these, we finally figured it out. 70, 20, 10. That's what we're going to go with. And I wish I could probably do one more just to like make sure that I'm like sure. So let's just do another 70, 20, 10. There's 5. And then we are like coming down to like the very end of the rye here. There it is. There's basically the end of the rye. We just killed that thing. So there's the 70 and then the 20. And one more. Hit the checkbox here. 10. Whoops, I totally missed the thing, and now I just spread it all over my bar. All right, and 10. Let me get a towel real quick. There we go. All right. Hopefully everybody's having a good quarantine. I know it's tough, right? It's really tough. I don't know about you, but I tell you what, I'm almost at the end of having to do kindergartner homework. It takes like an hour to sit there and, do some reading and like simple basic math. And at this point, I almost just want to just turn it in for her and make it easy on myself. But, it's just one of those things that I just got to carve time out of the day and help her with it. I know everybody else is out there struggling. It's tough. But thankfully we got some whiskey to get us through. So cheers to that. Quarantine. Yes. Yeah. Like CORNTine. We've heard that one a few times too. All right. Yeah, this is it, man. This is we've got it dialed in. So, all right. Well, we're running late on our Instagram live. So before we end, I want to say, go check out whiskeyfromhome.com. We're throwing a virtual bourbon conference on May 2nd, next Saturday. So go and check it out. So please make sure you do that. I'm going to go ahead and share that on my story since that's done. But anybody that else is watching, check it out. Whiskeyfromhome.com. We are, along with Fred Mennick and Peggy No Stevens, and it's Bourbon Night, Dad's Drinking Bourbon, Bourboner, Blake from Bourboner, Breaking Bourbon, Brian from Sipping Corn, the whole roundtable. We're coming together, throwing a virtual bourbon conference. So if you have never had the opportunity to actually go to a whiskey conference and see what it's all about, this is your opportunity. So we're super, super excited that we'll be able to bring this to everybody. So make sure you go there, check it out. We'll be live streaming across 5 different channels, and we want to see all y'all there joining in next Saturday at noon. So go ahead, go there, register, and get your free ticket for the event as well. All right. Well, good thing is that we've dialed it in. This is it. It's 70, 20, 10. So thankfully I got the, well, that's what Simon just said. IG watchers are missing on the surprise, which I just said is the go to whiskeyfromhome.com. So that is the surprise. So make sure you go and you check that out. It's we're super excited for it. I think it'll be a really fun event. Anybody that gets the opportunity to go and listen to some of the best hands of bourbon. Plus you get the chance to actually do a virtual tasting with Fred Mennick. So go ahead. I think there's Wild Turkey 101. There's Maker's Mark, Buffalo Trace, a few others. And so you can get a few glasses out, such as you see here, and you can just, or should I say here, and you can get them all poured out, kind of get ready, and you can taste along with Fred Minnick and kind of figure out like how he gets his flavors and how he gets those tasting notes, and kind of see how you can get the same exact things as well. It's also the opportunity to do a virtual food pairing with Peggy No Stevens. So you can go out, there's wasabi peas, there's some pecans, there's cherries and Parmesan cheese. Go get those this week. If you are sitting at home and need to go grocery shopping, go get those and you can follow along. There's a few bourbons that she has listed out, such I think it's Old Forester, Booker's or Baker's, and there's another one in there as well. So really cool to be able to do that. And there is another one of being able to actually do cocktails with Ryan Cecil, the co-host of Bourbon Pursuit. So if you want to figure out like how do you make an awesome Manhattan old fashioned, he's also going to show you how to do a New York sour, which is slowly becoming one of our favorite cocktails, is doing a New York sour with an egg white and a port wine topper. All the ingredients are there on whiskeyfromhome.com. You can go check it out, put it on your shopping list, and hopefully we'll see you here next Saturday for 5.5 hours of jam-packed content that you're going to be able to get streaming, sitting at home, and you can follow along. So cheers, y'all. Hope you can be able to do that. And for the rye, or for this blend, yeah, we got it. You know, second try I'm going through here. It's not as like in your face. It's not as pow as much as it was, but because this is also our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th attempt at doing it. So I think we got it pretty good, pretty well nailed out in an hour. Very happy with that. But that's what we're going to submit. So cheers to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you had a good time. Something to kind of keep you away from, hanging out at home by yourself doing nothing. Simon, thanks you again for joining with us as well. Matthew Layton, Brews and Bourbon, everybody else that's been paying attention. So cheers. I hope you had a good one. We will be submitting our WhistlePig 70-20-10 blend, 70% rye, 20% malted barley, or the barley whiskey, and then we've got a 10% of the wheated whiskey, what we'll be able to do. And I have got the last little bit that's available for us here of full bottles that we will be able to do part of the other live blending special to see exactly what people had done as well. Also, I'll just give it thanks. Brian, 500 Pizzas, everybody else that's been chiming in, thank you so much for joining the live chat. I hope you had a good time. This was good. And like I said, whiskeyfromhome.com, go check it out. Get your free ticket. 5.5 hours of the first ever bourbon online conference, session, events, seminars, panels, everything. A lot of great people. Go check it out. Get registered. Cheers, y'all, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And we'll see you again this week. Bye.